Our preparations have gone pretty well. I'm looking forward to this weekend, as I'm sure everybody is, fans, players alike. It's something that we set our stall out to be as competitive as we could be in every second of every minute of every training session and every game. And the players, I give them an awful lot of credit because they came back with great focus. They remembered the pain from last year with losing our last game, which means that you've got a long holiday. But, you know, every team has been preparing well. Every team has reinvigorated their squads, as we have done. But I'm happy with my players at the moment and where we're at. So we're really looking forward to Sunday. One of the areas that we struggled with a little bit last year was creativity in the final third. We had good players, but it just wasn't happening. And so, you know, we targeted Liam and we targeted Maddie because what they do is they get beyond the last man. So they'll get beyond Bessart and into the box and create goal-scoring opportunities. But they've also got the ability, under extreme pressure in tight circumstances, to feed a pass or to make the right decision at the right time. So I'm looking to those two to really add something to us this year. But you know, we've got some other very interesting signings in Dimitri Petratos, for example. He's a very clever young player. Unfortunately, he had a bit of a setback with an injury, but he's just coming back now. So we've got a lot of quality, but we've also got great team spirit, and I think that's going to hold us in good stead. What we've done is we've actually had a look at things and said, well, do we want to make a difference? Do we just want to turn up and play, or do we want to really have a good go? So if you want to do that, you've got to prepare properly. So part of my job was to make sure that we recruited well. I think we've done that pretty well. And then the players had to buy into how they turned up at pre-season. And, you know, to a man, they turned up very, very focused. So I'm very pleased about that. And, you know, you mentioned Luke and you mentioned Thomas. Lukey has great vision. He's a great passer of the ball, very determined young man. And I've given him the challenge this year of scoring a few more goals and creating a few more. And with Thomas, well, nothing needs to be said about Thomas because the world knows what he's like as a player. You know, I'm very grateful for the DNA that I picked up there at Brisbane Roar. I'm grateful to Ange because he set it up. In my opinion, Brisbane taught the A-League to play football at that time when Ange was in charge. But what happened 2 years ago is not going to cut it nowadays in the A-League. So we need to improve. We think we've done that with the quality of players that we've brought in, but everybody else is improving. So one thing I can promise you is there's 3 points up for grabs in every game, and that will be our aim, certainly. Look, I think I'm very fortunate. I stepped into a job where a club had a great DNA. I'm thankful to Ange for that, and you know, and I think football should be thankful to him for that because Brisbane started playing football, you know, right from the back and through the middle and through the lines. And it follows my philosophy. It's the way that I want to play the game, in an entertaining, attacking fashion, possession-based. But we've got players that lend itself to that, and we've recruited well with that in mind as well. So, yeah, certainly you'll see Brisbane Roar chasing every point that's available. Well, I think coaching has long since passed where it was a one-man job. You know, you need to have a group of people around you who are all pulling in the same direction, who are all very professional and very, very good at what they do. I'm very fortunate at Brisbane Roar. I've got some very good staff. You know, we analyse opponents, we analyse ourselves. We got conditioning people who are working our players every single day to ensure that when we arrive at a certain point, we're in a certain condition. We've got good physios, good medical staff, good logistic people, and this all goes to the core of what the A-League is about now. It's becoming so much more professional, so much more thorough, and I think you'll see that in this season. It's very exciting what's ahead of us. Well, one thing I promised Brisbane fans at the end of last season was that we would remember the pain of what it felt like losing at the stage that we did. But the promise I gave them was that we would work extremely hard in pre-season, in the off-season and in pre-season to ensure that we would be super competitive every second of every minute of every training session and every game. And that's my promise to Brisbane fans, and it's the commitment of my players. That's what we're going to try and do, and you know, it all starts this Sunday and we're looking forward to it.